Ron Rivera, appreciate you making time. You got a lot on your plate this week.
I do.
You guys are staring at 2 games left where if you win them both, you have to rely on nothing else. You'll be in the playoffs. What's it like going into a game where you've been talking about a playoff atmosphere?
Yep.
It is one now.
Yep. And I think it's important. I mean, we've been through it, some of our guys. So those guys, we have to rely on their experience. And they've got to settle in and help set the tone for all the younger guys so they can follow their lead. So I'm counting on those guys to really help out. And I honestly, I would rather have it no other way. I would rather it be on us, that we've got to go out and take care of our business. We control it. So I think that's the important portion. And I think if we get it, do the things we're capable of, we can help ourselves out.
And then adding complexity perhaps to the next few weeks, you've got a quarterback decision to make.
Yes.
And I think it's kind of been growing, the decision to make, but most of the year you haven't had a decision because it's been injury related. What goes into making a call like you have between Heineke and Wentz?
Well, I got to take a look at the big picture first and foremost, and that's the opportunity to win. Which guy gives us the best opportunity to win? And then it's also what is the current state of things? Okay, how is each guy? How does each guy work with the guys around him? Those are all the things that I've got to take into account, and then again make the decision I think that's going to be best.
How much do you have to balance, like an appreciation for what you, like Taylor, like stepped into a hard situation and rallied this team and put together 6 or 7 wins.
Yeah.
How much does appreciation for what you've done matter when you're looking ahead?
Well, I think it's real important just because where we are right now. We got to a point that you want to be able to control your own destiny, which is what we are in. Now it's getting to that next level, and that's where my decision is going to really make an impact.
I'm curious, just from like a logistical standpoint, the timeline. Like, there's no NFL rule that you have to declare your starter, or is there?
No, there isn't. But for me, what I want to do is I want to make the decision tomorrow.
Yeah.
When I go to bed tonight, I will know what I want to do, and I will wake up and I will finalize it in my mind, and I'll go with it.
Look, my Wednesday kind of starts the week, and there's a big team meeting, and I'm guessing you want to tell everybody Wednesday morning?
Yes, and what I'd rather have is I'd rather have the players know. I'd rather have the guy that's going to be our starter get the reps. I think that's the most important thing, because it's all about him preparing. It's all about his teammates helping him to prepare. And again, we have an opportunity, and we got to make the most of it.
And when it's picking the right guy that helps you win, is it specific to the Browns' defensive styles, or just the guy you think is the best for the moment?
I think the guy that's best for the moment. That's the most important thing, and there's a lot of factors that will go into this decision.
Speaking of the guy in the moment, Chase Young, you've had a few days to digest everything from San Fran. What'd you think of his return?
Wow. Wow. I really do. First and foremost, his energy level was unbelievable. Having him out there was really a good thing for our guys, I think. Secondly, he played more than we anticipated, mostly because he was ready to go. His conditioning was terrific, and as we followed along the plan, we said anywhere between 12 and 16 snaps is what we wanted to get to him. When we got into near the end of the third quarter, and he was right there at that cutoff point, they came to me and said, "Listen, this is where he is. This is how he feels." I checked with the trainers, and they were all positive about it. So then I went and talked to him. I said, "Where are you? How are you doing?" He said, "Coach, I'm fine." He said, "My condition, I stayed on that." He said, "I feel like I can keep going." I said, "Okay, but at any point, I don't think you're done." He says, "I'll be fine." I said, "Well, you be honest with me." He said, "I will." And then he went out and finished up.
You didn't have to look for him too hard. He was standing next to you most of the game. It seemed like trying to. How much do you enjoy that enthusiasm he brings?
I love it because the guy wants to play.
Right.
I mean, he went through a traumatic injury that was really tough, and there were some tough things about it physically, but there are also tough things about it mentally, confidence that you got to rebuild in yourself. And it's funny because as you watch him closely, the first few snaps, you could see the tentativeness.
Sure.
But then all of a sudden something positive happened. He made a move, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, I can do this again." And he just kept going and going. And the more he was out there, the more confidence he played with.
So looking at this Cleveland team, it's kind of, Sean Watson's been back now for maybe
Yep.
not quite a month, but a few games now where you're probably getting tape. But he's just trying to shake off the rust, it seems. Is it hard to build a game plan for a team that they're figuring their stuff out?
Yes, because there are still some things that they haven't done or haven't shown, or the quarterback hasn't done or hasn't shown. But we're going to base it off of what they're doing with their current quarterback, with Sean, and we're going to do it with some of the stuff that they did before Deshaun came back.
Your D-line has been really, really good all season, but the sacks have been not where they were for a few weeks there. Is that something specific that you guys can game plan for? Has that been focus has gone to other areas?
I think what's happened is, again, just from my perspective, if you look at the games that we've played, that ball's coming out fast again. That ball's coming out fast again. And one of the things that we have done, you see our secondary doing it, is you do see them start to tighten up. Now, we can tighten up. We can call specific coverages to try and help that and take certain things away. Then you'll see we get the opportunity to get the pressure on the quarterback, which we did. We got 3 sacks out of it. The first one Duran got, both he and Sweat make moves, win, get upfield. The second one was we had a pressure, he scrambled, we were able to get him out of bounds for the second sack. And then Jack called up a pressure, came off the edge, and Benjamin St. Juice gets one. So we can create opportunities to generate pressure.
You mentioned kind of the secondary tightening up. I think a big factor in that Niners game with some of the big plays was the loss of Cam Curl. You called him an air traffic controller. How important is he to that defense?
He's very important in terms of getting guys aligned, helping with the checks. Because again, when you watch him, you can see that he sees things, and if somebody's out, he can get that guy. If not, he'll know how to make up for that. So that's where his value is not just as a good football player, but a smart football player, very headsy guy. And we did miss his presence, and it did make an impact not having him out there.
The biggest question is going to be Wentz or Heineke, but do you feel like you could get Curl back this week?
Oh yeah, they're pretty confident. He was close. I like to almost say if we had another day, but we didn't, and so he couldn't make it.
It's the beauty of Sunday night to Saturday afternoon, I'm guessing. Last one. You guys were so hot for so long.
Yep.
And now if you look at the last month, there's a bye week in there, but it's 2 losses and a tie.
Yep.
How do you get this thing back where it was?
Win. I mean, that's as simple as it gets, JP. If you look at certain situations, the tie in New York, that was truly avoidable. The loss to New York should have been avoidable. And then the loss to the 49ers was truly just disappointing, because that goes to the missed chances, missed circumstances that we did not do the things we had in the past. We get 2 4th and 1s, one on the goal line and one at the 30, that I really believe we could have and should have converted, but we didn't.
If you could redo either of those, would you have gotten Robinson the ball?
You're talking about the 4th and 1?
Yeah, it's just there's 2 4th downs and short, and he doesn't get the ball there.
Oh, okay, both. Yeah. Well, the crazy part is on the one on the goal line, if Trey doesn't, if Trey and Wes don't get tangled up there, Trey's got an opportunity because of his leverage to push, but he stumbles because of the foot traffic, and there was a chance to score there. One on the quarterback sneak, the idea behind that was we were trying to go fast, but the referee held us for a second, and then we get set.
I also think you got the one.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I have my opinion on that, but I really do think we did get it too.
And not to relitigate, but since we're doing it, the onside kick, did any part of you think kick it and play defense here?
Yeah, but because it was a 2-score game, it was try and get the ball back as fast as possible. What you would have liked to have been a better effort.
How impressed were you in Carson's limited action?
I was very impressed. He showed he's healthy. His arm strength showed. His quick twitch showed. In the confined space, his movement showed. And his decision making was quick. And so you could see he was prepared. He was ready to play. And that was one of the bigger things, was that a lot of times guys are backups, they're not ready. He was ready, and so it was a big positive, a big plus.
The arm strength, the quick twitch stuff, we saw that early. I think the decision making was a lot faster.
Well, again, remember now, for the last 7 weeks, he's been watching, observing, but he's been engaged. You know, and you guys asked me how, and I told you he's been engaged. He's been there. I watch him like when he used to stand back and he'd watch Taylor go through the progressions, and he would go through the progressions in his mind, and you could see him, you know, looking around. Okay. So you knew he was engaged. He was learning and understanding even more so. A couple of things that really showed me was when he threw hot off of the pressures and got the ball out quickly, and those turned into good plays.
And the zip he's got going to the hashes, like the zip he's got going to the sideline is noticeable for my eyes anyway.
Yep.
Last thing, it's Tuesday afternoon, call it 3:15, 3:30. Do you just want to tell me who the quarterback's going to be, and then you tell everybody else tomorrow morning?
You can tell everybody all at once.
Okay.
After I tell the players.
All right, I'll wait for that then. Thank you very much, Ryan.
All right.